On this slide, we're focusing on what it takes to build high-performance teams and successfully recruit top-tier talent, what we call AAA players. You'll dive into the foundational concepts and models that underpin the science and art of team building. We'll break down essential leadership principles, explore established best practices, and cover hands-on strategies you can actually use in real-world scenarios. By the end of this module, you'll know how to both assemble and elevate an elite team, attracting and nurturing the kind of contributors who consistently drive superior results. So, a high-performance team is defined as a cohesive group that's fully aligned to a common goal, bringing together diverse skills and building high levels of trust among members. What's unique about these teams is their strong focus on shared objectives, open collaboration, and mutual accountability. The end result is a group that consistently delivers superior results, far surpassing what individuals could accomplish on their own. You can think of it like healthy organs working together to keep a body thriving. When everyone plays their part and relies on each other, the entire system performs at its very best. High-performing teams are essential because they dramatically accelerate productivity, innovation, and problem-solving within an organization. In today's fast-changing business landscape, these teams enable creativity and adaptability, helping organizations stay ahead of the curve and quickly respond to new challenges. They also have a significant impact on overall morale and engagement. When people feel part of a successful, supportive team, they're more likely to be motivated and committed. Ultimately, the success of your organization is deeply connected to the success of your employees, and fostering high-performing teams is one of the most effective ways to achieve that. Let's look at what makes high-performing teams stand out. First, these teams operate with a clear purpose and vision. Everyone understands not just what they're doing, but why it matters and how it supports the broader mission of the organization. This clarity helps keep everyone aligned and motivated. Second, roles and responsibilities are explicit. Each member knows what's expected of them, which minimizes confusion and ensures there's no unnecessary overlap or duplicated effort. Third, open and respectful communication is a core characteristic. Team members are encouraged to share feedback and bring up concerns, knowing they'll be heard and respected. Finally, high-performing teams are built on trust and mutual respect. There's a genuine willingness to depend on one another, and different perspectives are valued. This inclusive environment allows diverse skills and experiences to strengthen overall team performance. High-performing teams share several important characteristics that help drive their success. First, they foster a culture of two-way feedback. Team members both give and receive constructive input, creating an environment where honest critique is welcomed and learning is continuous. They also excel at prioritizing their work, always focusing efforts on the initiatives that will have the biggest impact for the organization. Achievements don't go unnoticed. These teams make it a point to celebrate both individual and group successes, which helps maintain motivation and a positive team culture. Finally, high-performing teams are committed to continuous learning. They actively pursue growth and are quick to adapt to change, ensuring that they can keep up with evolving demands and continue to deliver value. What really sets high-performing teams apart are a few distinct elements. First, these teams have a strong focus on innovation and adaptability. They're not afraid to welcome new ideas and can quickly pivot when circumstances change. Cross-functional collaboration is another key factor. By breaking down silos and working across disciplines, they harness the unique strengths of every team member. Mutual accountability is also essential. High-performing teams share responsibility for their results, ensuring that everyone is invested in the group's success. Finally, they consistently engage in regular, candid feedback, not just for performance evaluations, but as a way to fuel their ongoing growth as a team. These elements together help teams stay ahead of the curve and maintain exceptional performance. Let's dive deeper into what truly defines a high-performance team. Its people. At the center are what we call AAA players. These are the individuals who consistently operate in the top 5 to 10% of performers. They combine outstanding technical skills with a strong alignment to the team's culture. You'll recognize an AAA player by the way they act. They're natural problem solvers. They hold themselves accountable. They're highly motivated to learn and grow, and they have a positive influence on those around them. This ties directly into Jim Collins' concept from good to great. First who, then what. The idea here is to make sure you have the right people on the team, and just as important, to make sure the wrong people aren't on it. AAA players are the foundation for building and sustaining exceptional team performance. When it comes to building high-performance teams, recruiting AAA players is critical. One effective best practice is peer recruitment. By involving current team members in the hiring process, you increase buy-in and often raise the standards for new hires. This creates a sense of ownership and ensures new teammates will contribute positively to the existing culture. It's also important to assess for complementarity. While technical skills matter, it's cultural fit that really elevates a team's performance. Identifying candidates whose values and working styles align with your team ensures greater collaboration and shared purpose. Don't overlook invisible diversity. Beyond visible characteristics, things like varied life experiences and diverse ways of thinking can be just as important, if not more so, for team innovation and resilience. Finally, keep in mind the quote by Peter Schutz, former CEO of Porsche: "Hire character, train skill." This emphasizes that character and integrity can't be taught, but most skills can be learned. Prioritizing these traits lays a much stronger foundation for the team's long-term success. Let's look at 3 key models for understanding how high-performing teams develop and operate. First, the Tuckman model outlines 5 stages that teams typically move through: forming, storming, norming, performing, and adjourning. Each stage presents unique challenges and opportunities, from initial orientation to peak productivity and finally, disbandment. The GRPI model focuses on the foundational elements that drive team effectiveness: clear goals, well-defined roles, robust processes, and strong interpersonal relationships. This framework helps leaders pinpoint where teams might be struggling and where to focus interventions. Finally, Google's Project Aristotle highlights the importance of psychological safety. It's fundamental for people to feel safe to take risks and share ideas. Other critical factors include dependability, structure and clarity, a sense of meaning, and the impact of the team's work. These insights are crucial for fostering a culture where high performance can flourish. Let's look at a few more key models used to shape high-performing teams. First, Katzenbach and Smith focus on role ownership, commitment, and a mix of skills as essential elements. Teams excel when members clearly own their responsibilities, are genuinely committed to shared goals, and bring diverse skills to the table. The Hackman model highlights the importance of providing proper support systems and a clear sense of direction. Without the right environment and a unified vision, even talented teams can struggle. Lastly, Robbins and Judge emphasize supportive context, thoughtful work design, the right team composition, and effective procedures. Creating conditions where people feel supported, organizing work in motivating ways, and building diverse, balanced teams all contribute to strong performance. You can combine elements from these models to both design high-performing teams from the start and diagnose issues if your team is struggling. This holistic approach increases your team's chances of success. Psychological safety is widely recognized as the engine that drives team innovation. According to Harvard researcher Amy Edmondson, psychological safety is not just a nice-to-have, it's essential for teams to thrive and is the foundation for risk-taking and learning. In environments with high psychological safety, team members feel comfortable speaking up, admitting mistakes, and sharing new ideas without fear of embarrassment or retribution. This openness is exactly what allows innovation and learning to flourish on high-performing teams. One simple, practical way to foster psychological safety is to normalize failure as a natural part of the learning process. Destigmatize setbacks by discussing mistakes openly and rewarding responsible risk-taking. By doing this, you encourage every team member to contribute, experiment, and continuously improve, which are critical ingredients for high team performance and innovation. On this slide, we're focusing on practical tools and routines you can use to actively build a stronger, higher-performing team. One essential technique is establishing regular team check-ins and check-outs. These meetings are great for surfacing concerns early, building empathy, and creating space for meaningful conversations among team members. In addition to group touchpoints, regular one-on-one meetings are key for providing individualized feedback, talking about aspirations, and giving personal support. These conversations help team members feel heard and valued. There are also some useful digital tools to streamline communication and accountability. For example, platforms like Slack let you share async updates, while Asana helps with task tracking. If you want to align goals and facilitate feedback, tools like Quantum Workplace are really effective. Here's a practical example. You might set a team goal, such as improve average response time by 20% in Q3. You can track this progress in your project management, tool and use Quantum Workplace to request 360-degree feedback, say, for Alex, during the Q3 review cycle. Integrating these processes and platforms helps teams stay connected, accountable, and continuously improving. On this slide, we're focusing on foundational leadership skills that drive high performance within teams. First, it's crucial to clearly define everyone's roles and expectations, making sure each team member knows what's expected of them and how their contributions fit into the larger objectives. Next, setting and aligning on goals is key. Use frameworks like OKRs or SMART goals to make sure targets are specific, measurable, and motivating. Leadership also means creating a culture of continuous, two-way feedback and coaching. This isn't just about annual reviews, but fostering regular conversations where team members can both share and receive constructive feedback. Lastly, high-performing teams thrive when professional development is prioritized. Leaders should actively encourage and support their team's growth, whether that's through formal training, mentorship, or new stretch opportunities. By focusing on these areas, you lay the groundwork for a motivated, engaged, and high-achieving team. To build high-performance teams, leaders need to go beyond just setting expectations and providing feedback. Empowering team members is crucial. This means delegating authority and encouraging people to take initiative, make decisions, and learn from the process. It's also important to model humility as a leader. Admitting when you've made a mistake and showing that you value different perspectives helps create a safe environment where everyone feels comfortable sharing their ideas. This learning mindset can really drive innovation. And finally, focus on mastering soft skills. Being decisive, practicing active listening, and demonstrating emotional intelligence are all essential qualities that help leaders effectively guide their teams, build trust, and handle challenges as they arise. Managing conflict and difficult discussions is an inevitable part of leading a high-performance team. It's important to expect conflict and address it early on. Don't let issues fester. Setting clear ground rules for healthy debate helps create a safe environment where disagreements can be productive rather than personal. Active listening is key during these conversations. Simple phrases like, "Help me understand why," or "You might be right," encourage openness and show a genuine willingness to hear other perspectives. It's also crucial to assume positive intent. By focusing on misunderstandings rather than assigning blame or questioning motives, you can prevent attribution bias and keep conversations constructive. This approach not only resolves immediate issues, but helps build trust and resilience within your team. To sustain a high-performing team, it's essential to start with recruiting people whose strengths and skills genuinely complement each other. Diversity, whether that's background, experience, or thinking style, often leads to stronger results and a more innovative team. Make sure your goals are not only well-aligned across the group, but also visible and updated regularly, so that everyone knows what success looks like and what's changed, if anything. Also, feedback and recognition should be part of everyday interactions, not reserved for special occasions. This ongoing approach helps motivate and reinforce the right behaviors. Finally, create intentional opportunities for team members to develop new skills, cross-train in other roles, and work together on collaborative projects. These opportunities help people grow and keep your team agile, adaptive, and ready to tackle new challenges. To sustain truly high-performing teams, it's just as important to cultivate resilience as technical skills. One key aspect is embracing setbacks as valuable learning opportunities. Instead of dwelling on mistakes, high-performing teams focus on quickly moving on to the next play, just like athletes do after a missed shot. Building psychological flexibility is crucial here. Teams that adapt and remain productive under stress or uncertainty are more equipped to tackle constant change. Encourage open conversations where people can share lessons learned from challenges or failures, not just celebrate big wins. Highlight moments when your team bounces back or adapts, reinforcing that recoveries are worthwhile achievements too. This mindset helps create a culture where experimentation, growth, and continuous improvement are possible, even under pressure. High-performing teams don't just get more done, they elevate your organization's entire output, culture, and ability to innovate. It's essential to focus on bringing in and developing AAA players. This means looking beyond just technical skills to consider fit with the team, intrinsic drive, and, most importantly, trustworthiness. To sustain high performance, feedback loops, psychological safety, and continuous learning should become part of your team's everyday routine. These habits create an environment where people can experiment, grow, and adapt together. For your next steps, I encourage you to assess your own team using one of the models we've discussed. Then, try implementing at least 2 new practices in your team over the next month. This will help you unlock higher performance and greater resilience in your group. And here are some valuable resources to deepen your understanding of high-performing teams. If you want to learn more about psychological safety and its role in team success, The Fearless Organization by Amy Edmondson is highly recommended. For insights on moving organizations from good to great, check out Jim Collins' book, Good to Great. Adam Grant's Think Again explores the power of rethinking and its connection to continual learning within teams. Google's Project Aristotle is a well-known study that breaks down the key factors behind effective teams. Additionally, both Quantum Workplace and Culture Amp offer trusted tools and resources for performance management and employee engagement. You'll also find several in-depth articles and guides on building and sustaining high-performing teams at the links provided here. These cover essential leadership principles, team characteristics, and practical strategies you can start applying right away. Use these materials to further your knowledge and drive continuous improvement in your own teams.